Hello everyone. Today class number 29 for electrical machine 2. Okay. Class number 29 for electrical machine 2. So today I will start some important theory regarding the starting of single phase induction motor. Okay. So write condition for obtaining maximum starting torque for a resistance split phase single phase induction motor. Okay, so for resistance split phase type induction motor we have to find the starting torque, condition for starting torque. Okay, condition for maximum starting torque. Okay, so write some extra theories, right? Okay, so write for any single phase induction motor, the main winding parameters are constant. That is, main winding parameters are constants. Okay, so they never be modified. Okay, so but the auxiliary winding parameters are variable. They are variable. Okay, that is, it can be varied by depending on other parameters. That is, auxiliary winding can be varied depending on the other parameters. Okay, so now write specially the auxiliary winding resistance RA can be varied to find the maximum starting torque condition. That is, we have to find the RA value for maximum starting torque condition. Okay, so this is our aim. Okay, so now write let us consider the equivalent circuit of the stator equivalent circuit, right? Let us consider the stator equivalent circuit of a single phase resistance split phase induction motor. Okay, so suppose this is RM, this is XM, this is RA, and this is XA, and this is counter centrifugal switch. Okay, so here the single phase VS supply is given, and this RA is varying in nature. Okay, this RA is varying in nature. Okay, so now write so this is the simplest diagram of a stator portion of single phase resistance split phase induction motor. Okay, so this current is IS, this current is IM, this is your IA. Okay, supply current. So supply current IS equals to IA plus IM, right? IA plus IM, and IM equals to what? V1 by or VS, right? It is VS by ZM. And what is ZM? Impedance for main winding. Root over of RM square plus XM square. Okay, so this is your IM. Make it equation number 1. and similarly IA equals to what? Vs by ZA, right? That is Vs by root over of RA square plus XA square. Okay, make it equation number 2. Okay, and write the theta m equals to, now write theta m equals to what? The phase angle difference, right? The phase angle difference at which Im lags behind V1, that is a phase angle difference between Im to Vs, and theta a equals to phase angle difference between Ia to Vs. Okay, so theta m and theta a already I have been calculated. So theta m equals to what? Theta m equals to tan inverse. So from the so in case of your main field winding circuit, the theta m equals to tan inverse what? Tan inverse Rm by Xm, right? And theta a equals to tan inverse Ra by Xa. Okay, right. When now write when Ra equals to 0, then Ia equals to, from equation number 1, Vs by Xa, from equation 2, right? I think equation 2 it is. So Ia equals to Vs by Xa. Okay, and it becomes that it means Ia becomes maximum. Ia becomes maximum. Okay, and when Ia becomes maximum, then what happen? Then theta a equals to 90 degree. Why theta a equals to 90 degree? See, from this relation theta a equals to Ra by Xa, right? When Ra equals to 0, then what happened? Then theta a equals to 90 degrees. See, from this concept we can easily calculate theta a equals to then Ia will lags behind the voltage by 90 degrees. So that's why theta a equals to 90 degree. Okay, and when Ra equals to infinity, then Ia equals to Vs by infinity, that is 0. So when Ia equals to 0, then theta a equals to, so minimum current will flow, theta a is minimum, and when theta a equals to Ia equals to 0, then what happened? So actually there is no phase difference, I think. So there is no question about the phase difference. So Ia equals to 0. See, when Ra equals to infinity, then Ia equals to 0. When Ia equals to Ra equals to 0, then Ia will be maximum. The maximum value will be Vs by Xa. Okay, the maximum value will be Vs by Xa. Okay, so from this concept we can draw, right? From the above discussion we can draw Ia will be maximum only when the following phasor will meet. Okay, so make it equation E axis, and you have to first make a semicircle. Okay, the midpoint of semicircle. So please do it. So first make a semicircle OA. Okay, and the midpoint will be F. Suppose we are taking midpoint is F. Okay, midpoint equals to F, and draw a line which intersect at this circumference. So it will be C. Okay, and make one perpendicular through this F, which also perpendicular on this OC line. Okay, and when it will meet a particular point on the circumference, and please join these two lines also. So this is your IA. This is IA, right? This is IA, and this one is your IM. So by this way you can draw it. See, Again I am repeat. So first make a semicircle first. Then put O and A, and then choose the midpoint and draw an arbitrary line on the circumference OC, and which represents IM. Okay, and make a perpendicular from F to this circumference, and such that it will perpendicular on OC. Okay, so when this perpendicular will meet in another point on the circumference, then please join this line. So this is your OA and this is your IM. Okay, this is your OIA. That is, suppose make it equation point number D and make this point equals to B. Okay, make this point equals to B. Okay, so DB will must have perpendicular on OC, and OD represents IA and OC represents IM. Okay, OC represents IM and OF equals to OA. Okay, this concept you have to draw, and now join this C and D also. Now join C and D also. Okay, so what will be your theta A? Now put theta A and theta M. Theta A equals to this one. The reference axis is called VS. Okay, so from this VS to IA, this angle is theta A, and from VS to IM, this angle is theta M. Okay, this angle is theta A, this angle is theta M. Okay, so the difference between theta M and theta A will be beta, right? So theta M minus theta A equals to what? It will be beta. So this angle is beta. Okay, so now you can see that from the symmetry, right? From the symmetry of two circuit, from the symmetry of two triangles within bracket, triangle ODB and triangle DBC, from this two triangle, angle DOB equals to angle DCB equals to beta. That is, this angle equals to this angle. Okay, this angle equals to this angle. These two angles are equal angle. That will be beta. Okay, so and from the geometry, this angle also theta A, because this is theta A, so that will be theta A. Okay, so now write from the geometry angle EOD, that is theta A, which will be equals to angle DCB equals to beta. Okay, that is theta A equals to beta for this case. Okay, theta A equals to beta for this case. So theta M equals to what? Theta M equals to theta A plus beta, that is theta A plus theta A, right? Because beta equals to theta M minus theta A. So theta M equals to what? Beta plus theta A, beta plus theta A. So when if we put this value beta over here, then it will be 2 times of theta A. Theta M equals to 2 times of theta A. Okay, so therefore tan theta A equals to what? Sin theta A by cos theta A. Now apply tan theta A. Tan theta A equals to sin theta A by cos theta A. Okay, so tan theta A equals to sin theta A by cos theta A. Okay, so sin theta A, now multiply 2 sin theta A from both sides. Sin theta A into sin theta A, so that is sin theta A into cos theta A. 2 sin theta A. Okay, so 2 cos theta A multiply now. Please change it. So it should be multiplied by 2 cos theta A. Okay, in numerator and denominator also. So it will be 2 cos theta A. So in the above circuit, 2 sin theta A into cos theta A, that will be equals to sin 2 theta A. Sin 2 theta A, right? Divided by 2 cos square theta A equals to 1 plus 2 cos theta A. 1 plus cos 2 theta A, right? Just apply the formula of the trigonometry. We can get this type of expression tan theta A. Okay, so what will be the value of tan theta A? Tan theta is nothing but RA by XA, right? And sin 2 theta A equals to what? Sin 2 theta A equals to XM by xm by 2 zm, xm by zm, right? So sin theta m equals to, so just put it, so it will be sin theta m, right? Because 2 into theta equals to theta m, so 1 plus cos theta m, okay? So sin theta m equals to what? Rm, xm by zm, xm by zm, and it will be 1 plus Rm by zm. Now please calculate it. To calculate it, you can get the exact value of Ra for the starting maximum torque. So Ra by Xa equals to, so xm by zm over here, so it will be zm plus Rm by zm, right? So zm should cancel out. So R of A equals to xm, R of A equals to what? So tan, okay, so tan means xa by Ra, right? I think xa by Ra, because from the triangle it is theta a, so this is your xa, this is your Ra, this is your Za, right? So tan theta equals to what? Base, so perpendicular by base, so xa by Ra, it will be xa by Ra, xa by Ra, so R xa by Ra, so Ra equals to what? Just you have to reciprocal it, and xa should multiply over Zm plus Rm divided by xm, right? So this is the condition for maximum starting torque. So this this concept, that is this geometry, will apply when Ia will be maximum, and when Ia will be maximum, then torque will be maximum, because we know T equals to, we know the torque expression, T equals to K into Ia Im sin beta, right? So T equals to Im is constant, so K dash Ia sin beta, right? So T is proportional to Ia also, T is proportional to sin beta also. So this Ia can be varied to produce the maximum starting torque, and to produce the maximum starting torque we have to apply, we have to achieve this type of geometry by using this Ia and Im and this theta a, theta m and beta factor, okay? So there are Ia, Im, theta a, theta m, Ra, Rm, Xa, Xm and Za, Zm and beta. These parameters are, you have to apply, okay? So within this parameter only the can be varied, this Ra, Ia term can be varied, okay? Because they are auxiliary in nature. So when Ia and Ra are varied, then automatically theta a, Xa and Za are also varied, right? And beta is also varied. So this condition, right, this equation will maintain when Ia will be maximum, and when Ia will be maximum, then torque will be maximum, right? So for generating the starting torque, maximum starting torque, we should apply the Ra, which will be equals to Xa into Zm plus Rm divided by Xm, okay? It will be your answer. So this is all about for this theory, condition for obtaining maximum starting torque for a resistance split phase induction motor, and this theory is very much important for your exam purpose. So please do it, practice many times, and please see it, okay? So today's class up to this much, waiting for the next day. Thank you, okay?